Hello, Andre. I am here with the assignment 2 for the math homework. So the first question was obviously to make a star that had a gradient looking fill in it. So I will play this one for you. This one really wasn't that hard to do. I figured out I was having all the problems because I accidentally put a lowercase c for color instead of a capital C for color. So when I finally got this working, it was all looking like this. It was just because my C was lowercased. So that was pretty easy. Then this one, it was then the separate triangles with the different colors. That one really wasn't that hard either. It was just creating more vertices on these edges. So 2 extra, which would mean instead of 8 vertices everywhere, it would be 16. Pretty simple. And then for the third question, the why won't it run? So obviously, well, not why won't it run, but why it won't work. So pretty sure that is because there's that layout where you have to go into the DirectX app, and then let me get these. Oops. Is right here. I'm pretty sure that you have to switch these two and then have the right positioning for them. Because right now, if we look at it, obviously it's color and then pause, and it's position at 0 and color at, appending right on to the back. So we have to just switch those positions. So that wasn't that hard. Now, for the last one, this is the one that was bothering me for a very long time. Couldn't figure out because I was like, what the heck? I have everything that I did before, and for some reason it just will not play. So I figured out it was because of I had to do a lot more modification in the shader, and I had to add vertex data, pixel data, and then I had to change the pixel data VS to have the index, which we obviously created in the H file because we had to do the CB color, an array, and then we had the vect and the color number. So then you would put a number in, and it would do the color that you wanted. So that took a while, but I finally got it. Voila. Alright, and then for the further work questions, so the difference between a, difference between a constant buffer and a shader constant. So from what I found on Windows is that a shader constant, it can be stored in one or more buffer, and then it has 2 types. So it has a constant buffer and a texture buffer. So I guess the shader constant would just be like the overarching container type, I guess. And then the constant buffer is obviously from the shader constant, one of the 2 types. And constant buffers, they're optimized for constant variable usage, they have a lower latency access, and there are more updates from the CPU. So there's that. And then I think the reason why it looks like this for the second further work instead of this is because of the NDC. Like, it looks like we were trying to get it like this, but I think when you actually run it and like with this information, I think that this white kind of just zoomed in, and it just kind of went into this, in way too much in the center. So that's why I think that the white looks the way that it does on the triangle and especially it doesn't take the background shouldn't even be like this anyways. I think it would always just be the blue background, and then whatever it takes. Obviously, the NDC is small, so it's just gonna kind of like compress it and like zoom it. So that's why it looks like this, and then it just kind of cuts off, because if we had more triangles, I'm sure that we would get more of this looking kind of design. So yeah, that is it for now. Thanks.